Rectangles are a lot like parallelograms. Do you guys remember what we know about opposite sides of parallelograms?
They're equal.
They're equal. What else are they? Yeah, what? Keep? Parallel, yeah. They are parallel, and they're also congruent. What about my opposite angles of parallelograms? They are congruent as well. And my consecutive angles that are next to each other,
Equal when they're adjacent. They're supplementary.
They're adjacent, they're supplementary, they equal 180. And then the diagonals do what to each other? Bisect, good. Those are all attributes of parallelograms, rectangles. Obviously parallelograms because we got our opposite sides parallel, and all of these other things make it a parallelogram. We have two additional properties that make them rectangles. What do you know about angles in the corners of rectangles? They're 90, yeah. We have all right angles in the corners. So all our angles equal 90. And then another thing that makes rectangles special are diagonals. The whole diagonals are equal to each other. The diagonals are congruent. So not only do they bisect each other, they're also the same. When you're doing these shapes, we have a lot of stuff that's the same, whether it's sides, triangles, angles. When in doubt, I would set stuff the same. Okay, so as we go through these, what does KL have to be?
25.
25, how do we know?
Because it's parallel to JM.
Yeah, because it's the same as that one. How about, how big is NL?
13.
Because diagonals do what to each other? Bisect, good. And how about my whole KM? How can I find that? 26, good. Go, Brendan.
Huh?
What did you say?
I said it's just 13 times 2.
Yeah, the diagonals have to be the same. So if this is 13 and this is 13, the whole thing's 26, and the diagonals have to be the same. Okay, how about angle KLM? This angle right here in the corner has to be 90. How about LMK? Let's see, LMK. This little chunk right there.
68.
Good. How do we know? Alternate interior. This angle and this angle have to be the same because they're alternate interior. That's kind of like the same stuff we did with our parallelograms. How about LJM, this angle right here? How can I find it? Yeah, 90 minus 68. This has to be 68 because we got a bunch of stuff the same. So 90 minus 68 gives us what? Alright, are we good there? Okay. In 4, what am I going to do with these two things? Set them equal because they're what kind of angles? Alternate interior. Subtract your 10x, we get 6x. Add your 17, we get 18. So x should be 3. Only weird thing is I need to find angle QPT, this little angle here. How can I find that little weird angle?
Minus 90.
Plug my x in to here, and then do what, Olivia? Subtract from 90. So when I plug my x in here, 16 times 3 minus 17 should get 31, right? So then define, so this is 31. Yep. 90 minus 31. questions there? Okay. Go on to your rhombus. Top stuff is all the same as our parallelograms, all the same as our rectangles. But I know what opposite sides. They're parallel. What else are they? Congruent. What about my opposite angles? Congruent. Consecutive angles, ones that are next to each other.
Supplementary.
180 supplementary. And diagonals to watch each other. Bisects. Good. So those are all the same of parallelograms and rectangles. Now we have these additional ones that make it a rhombi. In a rhombi, all your sides are the same. Every single side is congruent. So it's not just the opposite sides are congruent, every single side is the same. So a rhombi is like a more general version of a square. Okay? The diagonals are perpendicular bisectors of each other. So all that means is that we bisect like we're used to, but that we make 90 degrees in the middle of our shape. Okay, so I'm just going to write this means 90 degrees in the middle. Does that make sense if I write it like that? Okay, and then the only other thing is that our diagonals bisect opposite angles. Ran out of room there. So these angles are the same as well as those angles. And these are the same as these. Okay? So this diagonal comes through and cuts these in half. Good there? Okay. Oops. Sorry. Alright, so to find XY, what do I know about all the sides of the rhombus? They have to be the same. So if XW is 27, what's XY? 27. WP, what do I know about my diagonals? They bisect. How big's WP?
21.
21, good. And here is the tricky one, PZ. So notice rectangles, our diagonals are the same, but in rhombis, they're not necessarily the same. They just get bisected, okay? So, we knew this is 21. What's WZ down here? 27. And we know that because all our sides are the same. What's this angle right here? 90. How do I find sides of a right triangle?
Hypotenuse.
A squared plus b squared equals c squared. What's my hypotenuse?
27.
27. So set up your little equation. 27 squared equals 21 squared plus x squared. Take in your calculators 27 squared minus 21 squared. You should get 288. So then how would I find x?
Take square root.
Square root. Square root of 288. 1760.97. That's really the only tricky part of rhombuses. Let's see. X, Z, let's erase these. To find angles, remember we got a lot of stuff the same to find. XZW, this angle here has to be the same as what? We're used to using alternate interiors, but I don't have an alternate interior. Down here, we said that the diagonals bisect our angles. So if this is 51, what's this? 51. XWZ, ooh, this whole angle.
It's not.
What do I know about the whole red angle? That whole angle. How'd you get 102? Yeah, 51 and 51 make 102. What do I know about angles that are next to each other?
78.
They're supplemented, they add up to 180. So 180 minus 102, this whole angle has to be 78 degrees. And ZYW, where is that? This right here. What's the whole angle Y?
102.
78.
78. So how can I find the little black chart? Divided by 2. So take 78 divided by 2 and we get 39. Questions on 5? Okay, what do I know about these two label parts? They're the same, so we should equal 8x minus 49 equals 5x minus 7. Subtract 5x, we get 3x equal to 42. So x is, should get 14. But I need to find FGE, this little chunk here. Well, first off, let's use the stuff that we have labeled. What should I do with that x?
Plug it in.
Plug it in. So maybe 5 times 14 minus 7. We get how much?
63.
63. So this little chunk is 63. What's this chunk?
63.
63. So it's my whole angle. 126. So how can I find the whole green angle?
180 minus 126.
180 minus 126 gives me
54.
54. And now only this little chunk.
Divided by 2. 27.
How did you get the 54? I'm lost. I got, okay.
So if this is 126, these angles next to each other have to be 180.
Oh, yeah.
So 180 minus 126 is 54.
Okay.
And then half it to get just that little chunk.
Okay.
Questions there? Last one, squares. Tell me what we know about opposite sides of parallelograms, rectangles, rhombi, and squares.
Parallel.
Parallel, congruent. Opposite angles are
Congruent.
congruent consecutive angles.
Supplementary.
Supplementary, which means
Equal to 90.
180.
180.
I got you though. The diagonals do what to each other? Bisect, good. Tell me, what do you know about square angles?
90.
They're all 90. They're all right. 90-degree angles. All sides are the same. Again, we have 90s in the middle. All four of those are 90s. Professional way to say that is that the diagonals are perpendicular bisectors. 90 in the middle. And then diagonals bisect opposite angles. We love squares because, I don't know, lots of stuff's the same. So you're telling me that I got 90s here, right, in every corner? And if diagonals bisect opposite angles, what is every single one of these smaller angles? 45. Split 90. Each of these small angles is 45 in squares. Because the diagonals bisect opposite angles. So we got diagonals the same, we got sides the same, angles are lots the same. So, to find CE, this whole diagonal,
16.
how'd you get it?
It's bisect.
It's bisected, so if this is 8, this has to be 8 total. 16. If I need to find a side length, BC, that looks like lots of work. First off, what do I know about this middle angle? 90. If this is 8, how much is this side? 8. We got a right triangle again. Do I know my hypotenuse?
No.
No. So I gotta go x squared equals 8 squared plus 8 squared.
64 times
64 times 2. Math. 128.
Yes.
So how would I find x?
Square root.
Square root should get 11.3. That means every side is what? 11.3. Oh, CFD, this angle right here is how much? 90. And DE, oh, this angle right here, 45. Your angles are either 90 or half of 90. Here we gotta find QS. That'd be that. Side length here is 21. How big is QT?
21.
21. What's this angle right here? Whole thing.
90.
What should I do?
Hypotenuse.
Hypotenuse thing. Do I know my hypotenuse? So, x squared equals 21 squared plus 21 squared. I don't know what that is.
What? Oh.
That's 21 squared times 2.
21.
Oh, well, that's cute. That's way too much. Take 21 times 21.
Oh, plus 21.
What do we get?
882.
882.
Yeah.
So how do I find x?
Square root.
Square root, we should get 29. How do you feel? I feel like crap. How do you feel?
I'm into this.